So somehow we can become seduced by these realities. And I think that guy gave you some pretty valuable wisdom, didn't he? Of like, that your life, this is it. This is it. Like, if you can't go swimming in the cove and hang out with your kids and stuff.
It's kind of like, what is true wealth and what is actual happiness and success? And to many people, Western society, it's all fame and cars and sex or power or whatever it is. But I guess in our experience, we found it's the simple things. It's being able to swim. It's being able to have breakfast with your family, walk your kids to school, and then go off to do a job that you enjoy with really nice people.
But I think it's hard because there's the draw, like there's so much conditioning in there to try to, that you're dragged towards fame or money. There's so much social conditioning that's in there. So it's a constant battle between the ego that wants these things and then the deeper party that knows that none of it really matters, and what really matters is peace and contentment and having a nice time with humans that you care about.
Well, this is true, but like also let's not forget that many people never even get the opportunities, like through circumstance, are living in economic conditions that they're already tyrannized. The background that I come from and the lives of, let's face it, the majority of people are restricted by economic necessity. It ain't about like, oh, well, shall I be a movie star or shall I start an entrepreneurial business? It's like, I'm in some pain in the ass, ball-breaking job that I don't even want to do anyway. So I think, isn't it important for people that are in a position such as yourselves, I'm not sort of hitting you with this obligation, although it sounds a little bit like I am, to sort of convey somehow not only optimism but practical opportunity, is it?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, you're passing it to me. Okay, yeah. That was very eloquent.
Was that a question?
No, that was good. That was good. No, I thought that was good. I kind of get it.
I see you're now getting more powerful, you guys.
He's getting it now. He's.
I think I'm tuning in.
He's got that one now.
Go on,
wait. Look
Go
at me.
for it.
Okay, got it. No, I think, I guess our main thing is to try to make healthy food accessible. One of the things that we've kind of recently got into is YouTube. It was about 3 years ago. We got an email from Jamie Oliver, and it was like, wow, Jamie Oliver's emailing us.
His team, not from him.
Yeah, of course. But it was hardly him. But I was just clarifying that. Okay, so we got an email from his team asking, do we want to be part of his YouTube channel? And what happened was YouTube were giving him a certain amount of money to produce a certain amount of hours. He couldn't do that, so he asked 12 different content creators from around the world to create content that would go on his platform, FoodTube, which lived on YouTube. So we were producing 2 recipe videos a week and would have to go over to London once a month. And we kind of got really into YouTube. And I guess YouTube is a wonderful medium which it offers people the opportunity to convey a message. And we've used YouTube as a means to kind of make healthy food accessible and to show that it doesn't have to be, goji berries and acai, that it can be simple peasant food, lentils and potatoes and rice. But it can still taste great and it can be really nourishing for you. And when you're more nourished, your brain might function better, your physiology might improve, and as a result, you might find yourself in better circumstances.
Be happier, more connected human.
I see. So what you've done is you've nominated what your mission is, what your purpose is, and recognised that there are sort of limitations, that we can't all be St. Francis around, like sort of changing everything, upturning tables like the Lord and causing all sorts of chaos. It's your service can be this very valuable service around food and nutrition. But I'm very interested in your plan. I don't know if it's something you want to talk about how to move your business forward in possibly autonomous units where people that work with you have a degree of authority. Is that something?
So this was interesting. I was chatting with Russell at the weekend about governments and societies, and we were going quite philosophical, and we were talking about autonomous little pods. And I was saying to you that I think in our business, the model which we're trying to move towards, obviously it takes time, into where we're turning our business into small individual little pods, like independent little governments within a bigger business. So like we've done this with the coffee roastery, where Paul and Shane are in charge of, they're the leaders of their own little division, and they're in control of the variables within it, and there's great autonomy and much more satisfaction, much more commitment, and it's a lot easier to measure. So we're trying to do that with all the various bits of our business, where people are trying to empower people where they can be more in control of and
try to explore the different means of which running an organization, a group of people, because traditional organization within capitalism, it's hierarchical and it's top down, and the people up the top know the best and they take the resources. This is the traditional model, and it's if our mission is to create a happier, healthier world, we have to do our best to try to embody that within the business. And obviously we're far from perfect, but we're in pursuit of that, and we're kind of looking at different ways with which we can organize ourselves with to empower people so they can feel more a part of it and enjoy it more, and they feel more autonomous and they can see the direct results.
I think this is a very important thing that you're discussing here, and I think if you're able to document that and convey it and make it sort of almost as much a part of what you're doing as the awareness around food and nutrition, like that the business model itself, and creating divisions within it where people are autonomous, I think that will be a great service. Because I feel, isn't it weird really, this is a thing I've been thinking about a lot, like even sort of like left-wing movements that are about sort of creating equality and liberating people so that we're not all toiling under, you know, capitalism, etc., still based on working, like in England, the Labour Party. I don't want to bloody well be doing labour all the time. Don't want to be working. Let's sit around, meditate, hang out for a while, go for a little bit of a swim, look out the window, have a wank, see a dolphin, put your finger in its blowhole. I do not want to spend... There's nothing wrong with that. You're not hurting the dolphin. It's just to find out. Now, listen, my point is that we don't need to live a life that's completely determined and defined by work. There's many facets to human beings. In fact, one of the things it says, I think it's in Das Kapital, written by Marx, is that we should be living a life that's not entirely... Although, you know, Marx is as responsible as anyone for placing economics at the heart of our sort of ideologies. But like that we can live lives that are varied, you know, that we have to believe that life can be different. We have to believe that it can. That you don't want to live a life where you're just a cog in the machine and your job is to just create some part, whether it's a sort of a clerical job or you know, sort of a call centre job or a factory job or wherever it is, that you want to feel in connection with your anima, with your spirit, with who you actually are. The first thing I think, you know, one of the things we have to do is start to believe that that's possible, that we can create different environments, different working environments that are respectful of the world and respectful of one another, different economic models that are, as you were just saying there, Stephen, not hierarchical in the conventional fashion. And as you were saying there, Davey, and yes, I've memorised them, and not just based on their clothes, I've studied them. That empower people, that give people responsibility, that appeal to the better aspects of our nature. Because I suppose when we were talking earlier about the previous model of success we had, is very much based on gratification, rewards, pleasure. But a lot of people in the public eye talk now about how we will feel more fulfilled when we have responsibility, meaning, purpose, that we have something to contribute to the world, not just something to take from the world.